Okay. So, hi, my name is Mason Carr, and today I will be highlighting how my Google site paints a picture of the current climate crisis. First of all, to create a website using Google Sites, you first must sign into your Google account and begin designing a web page that will be enticing and exciting for people to look at. The primary difference between using Google Sites and HTML or CSS to create a web page is that you do not need to be very good at coding to make a Google site. In addition to this, Google Sites makes it a lot easier to add content seamlessly to a web page for a person who is not so familiar with using code to create and design. In conclusion, Google Sites is a bit more intuitive in the sharing aspect, but it does not mean that HTML or CSS platforms are less functional, as they often offer much more personalization. Google, just like many other web browsers, uses servers located in cities to store a plethora of data which is collected from users. A Google site can be edited by a person who has been given permission to do so on the Google site. Also, the web page can be accessed on the web by a search involving any keywords which may lead to your website. All right, for this Google site, logo was created using multiple layers from pictures which I found on the from Google searches pertaining to my topic. Since they were transparent in the background, I was easily able to attach them to a banner, which I used Pixlr.com to edit and customize so that the color scheme, fading, and the font were to my liking. The layers were combined to create one, and also for the animation, I created a GIF, which is located right here. And I used EasyGIF.com. I uploaded images, which were already set, and I then set their durations, which basically just allows for the timing and added transitions in between so they wouldn't just be clunky. All right. First of all, I'd like to describe this picture right here. It's just a little terrarium inside of a light bulb. Kind of just goes with the climate theme. Right here, I just describe the definition of climate and give the purpose of my webpage. So for this video, I used an iPhone X. I used that to create it, and then I used iMovie to edit it and like kind of chop it up. YouTube to add transitions, and also YouTube to publish it so that the public could see it. So let's go over this real quick. Do you believe that world leaders and big business need to take larger steps in order to help bring aid to the environment?
I believe that our president and, for example, the country of China could definitely rejoin the Paris Agreement to help with climate change and just environmental impact.
As the world grows more tech oriented, what do you think would be a good way for the people to get their ideas across about climate crisis to a larger audience?
Well, I think social media platform is a great way to spread ideas. I also think, for example, anything with search engines, anything that can really get the word out would definitely be useful. So actually, a computer innovation is called Ecosia. It's a search web engine that each time you type something in it, basically 80% of its profits go into planting trees. So as you can see, there's already almost 70 million trees planted just from people searching.
Okay, that was the video. So next of all, I'd like to talk about my purpose. Indicate the name of the innovation and provide clear description of its intended purposes, such as the problem that the innovation solved, the opportunity that the innovation created, and the discovery that the innovation made possible. So this project discussed the impact of a global climate, as well as the ways we can resolve this. The purpose of climate resolution is to further the possibility of the human race living in this planet for years to come. In addition to this, the spread of ideas pertaining to this topic will help keep other species which live on this planet in a state of well-being, and there also being a state of a sustainable food source which can be cultivated. These two pictures right here just kind of go with the theme that I'm trying to present. Climate, environment, and everything. Next, effects and impacts. Explain the benefit and or harmful effect of the innovation. So there are actually many like other bad things that come along with this and good things that we can get from using this innovation. So first of all, I'd like to talk about the permafrost, which is slowly freezing. It's been around since the last ice age. Temperatures are increasing, nearly 6 degrees Fahrenheit, and like this is just gonna like lead to higher and more harmful chemicals in our atmosphere, which the Earth cannot deal with, and that ultimately raises the global temperature. And this graph right here just describes like highs and lows of the temperature from the year 0 to 2016. See, explain the impact of the innovation has had on society, economy, and or culture. So first of all, like It obviously affects human health, the ecosystem issues, water supply, and like all these problems will arise how the population is giving off, or they'll arise from how the population is giving off more carbon than the atmosphere can handle. Like decreased air quality is also a major concern, and it causes smog. This is present in like major cities, and without awareness to or the will to make a change for the better, these problems will only grow worse. This graph right here is from my survey that I took. It just shows that people are beginning to see that action needs to be taken to prevent these catastrophic events. Indicate one field other than computer science which the innovation has impacted or has the potential to impact. Describe the impact. Okay. So, climate change obviously can affect renewable energy. So that's kind of what I wanted to focus on, like wind energy and solar energy. That's definitely going to be the new innovation, which will allow for the earth to prosper. As these like begin to grow and where we get to see what the future is going to be like, we should see a moving away from the fossil fuel industry, and foreign countries may take a hit from this, but it's obviously for the best in our country. All right, so next, I'd like to speak about the technical aspects. Describe how the user interacts with the innovation. Obviously, you can do this in your own community. Things like recycling, using energy more wisely, investing in solar and wind energy, and even like making your commute more greener. Like carpooling is a major thing, and every little person can make an impact. There's no doubt. Describe in detail how the innovations technology incorporates at least one of the big ideas, algorithms, programming, and or the internet to accomplish. So I used abstraction because obviously people need to think outside of the box in order to come over and overcome these like serious issues that we're facing. In conjunction, it is important that these ideas are put into the internet so the information and new technologies will be spread to a broader audience and more people can find out about this stuff. All right, relationship to data. Describe how the innovation consumes data as input, produces data as output, and or transforms data. So the crisis is primarily a data producer. This is because as the years continue and the scientists find out more data and how we are impacting the environment, and more data is obviously accumulated. Different schools of thought about the innovation will show up on the internet and in books, and this is thought of as a product of data output. The inputs of the innovation are only the thoughts and hours spent put into the experiments which unveil the different outlooks. Describe at least one data storage concern, data privacy concern, or data security concern related to the innovation. Although data from studies pertaining to global climate crisis should be readily accessible to the public, many are not and do not come out until a year or so after studies are completed. This is considered to be data storage concern as the monopolies which control largely profitable companies whom are knowingly hurting the environment by either dumping hurtful chemicals or releasing harmful toxic gases into the air, try to delay the knowledge to the public, and they basically try to make it seem like it's not so serious so that the people can't make their business worse. We need to make a change very, very, very soon. So, um, this is just my closing sentence, and to further your knowledge on the topic of climate resolutions, visit my website. Thank you, and have a great day.